How do you sell a passive course? Sounds like the dream. You write a course, put it out into the world, people just buy it, money comes in, you can be asleep, everything's fantastic. The challenge is that selling a passive course is relatively difficult compared to selling other things that happen live. So this came up this morning when I was talking to a client who I'm working with one-to-one, and she has a passive course that she wants to sell more copies of. And there's a couple of ways to do this right at the beginning if you haven't sold your course at all yet. So one is to actually add in a kind of live element and then launch it in the same way that you would launch an active course, like something that's happening at a particular time and has a cohort and runs for a certain period of time. So an example would be when people buy, you give them all of the content that you've pre-recorded, but you also provide some live Q&A times or office hours or something like that. You could even theme those live calls where you're answering their questions according to the modules that you've given to people. So if you've got 4 modules, you could do maybe 4 live Q&As over 4 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever you choose. And then people know that, okay, I'm working through this content, but also I'm able to ask the actual creator of this course my questions. But the real payoff for that is that it gives people a reason to join now. The challenge of selling a passive course is that if people can buy it at any time, they tend to buy it at no time. Now, if you've got a big audience, got loads of traffic to your site, you will actually make some sales, but it will be relatively small compared to what you can get out of launching. There are some exceptions to that. Courses that are very affordable, a kind of no-brainer price, can sell, and people will just buy them spontaneously. So Lisa Johnson was telling me the other day in a session I had with her when she was mentoring me that there's a kind of £27 or $27 price point where you can actually sell quite a few copies because it's a kind of price where people go, well, I'll just take a punt. You know, it's the cost of like a couple of books or something. And they're willing to take a risk on it. Even if they don't know you that well, you don't have to do like a really heavy job on selling them. But of course, you've got to sell quite a few if it's at that low price point. So you can either make it really cheap at £27 or even cheaper, or you can add in those live elements and then run it as a live event. You can say for this first one, I'm going to be giving you the content and doing these live Q&As. You could even choose to teach for content live and then go back and record it. And that's actually how I recommend most people should create a course. Don't pre-record everything, teach it live the first time, and then later turn it into a packaged recorded course, because you tend to get better results. Having been through it once live with people, you get a lot of feedback. And then finally, the other way to do it is to sell it as an evergreen offer. So this is where people can buy at any time, but you are continually getting new eyeballs on the offer by running adverts. So you need to learn how to do something like Facebook ads or hire somebody to do that. They then run ads, and we're doing this at the moment in my company, the Ideas Lab. We're running ads directly to a £27 product called the Smash It Workbook. But it's actually normally worth a lot more than that. It's normally, if we were going to sell it at full price, it would be something like 60. And what we're doing is we're saying if you buy it straight from that advert when you first see it, then you'll get it at a massively discounted price of £27. And it's actually really good. So it is a real genuine discount on that price. And the reason that works is because there's some urgency. So you give people only, a certain number of minutes, maybe they have to buy it on the spot on the page, or you give people like 3 days to buy it and you send them some follow-up emails to encourage them to actually purchase it. So those are the 3 ways to sell a passive course most effectively. It gets around the problem of the fact that if it's available at any time, then nobody actually buys it. Let me know what you think. If you've got any further questions, you can type in the comments, send me a DM. If you want to work with me on launching your course, then this is one of the things I do with people one-to-one. I also run a group program around that called the Crazy Successful Formula.